Hey traders, welcome to the Thursday edition of Crypto Lab with Alex. As every week, we will review what is the latest update on the cryptocurrency space. I hope you are all well and sound. COVID pandemic is far from over, so I hope you are taking the measurements to keep yourself healthy and safe. Just confirm me that the sound is good. I always do that check. I'm still afraid that something might go wrong. So if the sound is fine, we can continue our review for last week. And we will start as usual with our charts and outlook on the some of the latest news in crypto space. Yeah, hey, Dogen. Yeah, my desktop is, Terry, which is in trading analysis, one of our technical and Elliott Wave kind of a support, is always telling to me, Alex, you need to get this desktop straightened out. So I never found time. Okay, so let's not lose time and let's start immediately with some of reviews which I have been seeing on the crypto space for the last couple of days. One of the news which I think it's rather kind of a side news, but I think it's an important that an Israeli pension giant put out 100 million into Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. And from the different pockets of the pension industry, we are seeing some kind of a small steps into a crypto space, which I think it's a very important from the institutional adoption of the crypto space. And I hope this will continue in the future. More and more these things will be very positive for the crypto space in the ongoing years and months ahead. What I have seen interesting more, we still don't have a resolution on XRP. We are going to see what will happen on that front. Also, one of the news, as you can see here, you can read it on CoinDesk. Ripple CEO says legal dispute with the YouTube over XRP scams now resolved. So the result, this part, which was also one of the troublesome things for Ripple, we will see the review from SEC. I think the trial is going to start in June if they are not going to dismiss it earlier. But I don't think it's going to be dismissal. As I said last week, a few new things will come because the SEC and the Commodity Commission will sit down and kind of finally resolve what is actually the cryptocurrency. Is it an asset or some other thing? So they will clearly state some guidelines, and I think that's very positive for the crypto space. So we see another buying over 250 million of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust shares. Slowly we see from the pockets of some institutional side that we are going a little bit more deeper into this crypto space, which is a very good thing. Let's review first a little bit of a macro stuff, and I want to address this time particularly a US dollar, which I'm tracking, as you know, very diligently. And I must say, for the last couple of days, the move up in dollar is a little bit in question. It is still in some kind of a limbo. So I have still two wave counts. One wave count which is pointing further down to this 89, 88 levels because the subsequent move up was still in three waves, and I don't want to see these levels around, let's say 91.33, 91 passed on the downside, and we are very close to invalidate the smaller time frame immediate bullish wave count. If that happens, I will be kind of staying neutral for the further advance in a dollar. We didn't cross on the upside a crucial 93 level, where actually the dollar move on the upside will be hammered, and we are still seeing here some of undecisive kind of a pullback on the downside. I think markets is still in a limbo regarding the US dollar. As you know, the main subject was the quick move up for the past week in the 10-year yields. Fed Jerome Powell actually passed that without no reaction, saying that inflation pressures is potentially transitory. And also, I've been just listening before I started this Crypto Lab. Lagarde actually has the same opinion. So there is an ECB meeting just right now, and she's talking on ECB press conference, and she's also saying that she thinks that inflation pressures that they see are going to be transitory. So they are going to increase a little bit of a bond purchase. But in general, both of these very major central banks are seeing this move up in rates to be of a transitory nature. And I'm very curious to see what will happen on that front. So as currently euro dollar is fluctuating very much, and euro is a 57% part of this DXY, so I'm very curious to see what will happen on the end of the day on a smaller time frame and a different bullish wave count. I have my wave count invalidations here. So what I need to see is the dollar is continuing this move up towards this 92, 93 levels to confirm the bullish reversal and potential forming of these first 5 waves, which will mark the wave A of the initial ABC pullback that we expect in dollar. So my conclusion is that we still don't know if the dollar is going to continue on the upside. I think today this question will be resolved. So I will be a little bit cautious stating on the dollar bull front and kind of keep a neutral stance while this thing is actually resolved. One more possibility here, which is always open when you have some type of consolidation, is a potential triangle and a further move lower. But that's too very far for forming for now, so I'm not gonna kind of display that for this moment. I will wait a little bit more of developments, especially as I said today, and kind of tell you next week what is actual wave count, which I can kind of have some probability to be more certain than the current outlook. Because for now, I really don't know. I don't have any clues. I'm just waiting the market to tell me. I have my methodology, so from that standpoint, it is very clear. As long as we hold some of this level and continue up, I will hold the dollar bullish view. And if we cross this level, which we are very near to do, I'm gonna look for a relatively small downside left and then a further development on the upside. On the gold front, I will just show you gold and then I will switch to cryptos. On the gold front, we have some kind of a weaker bounce from these support levels. Gold has been in pressure from rising yields, so we see a bounce from our levels that we looked for kind of a long time for now, and this is actually saying to us that we need to see a clear 5 waves up, and this is all can be a completed correction and we continue on the upside. I still don't have a clear view on US 10-year yields, so I'm even gonna kind of prepare to look for a further sideways consolidation, potentially in triangle, or if we miss to hold the support level for a further downside, which kind of I have expressed here. This is the bullish wave count when this correction is over, and we can continue to move on the upside. Now that's all depend on yields. So I think gold wave count is also still in a kind of a sideways, non-directional place, and I'm still going to look for clues there. I'm not going to do anything on the dollar and on the gold until I have more visibility. Okay, so let's move to crypto space and let's see what's going on. Let me first cover, as usual, Bitcoin, as we do every Thursday, and let's see what happened in the Bitcoin. For now, we are looking for a kind of a wave count invalidation, although in triangle we can have a B wave higher than the rest of the kind of a legs in the triangle. So I have a few wave counts which expresses potential developments here. One of them is still can be a corrective flat. This 1272 at 63,000 will be also very important key level for a possible flat. Also, I am holding the view which is a little bit more bullish, which kind of tells us that potentially we might see a little bit more upside again up to these 63 levels. So overall, I don't think that there is a much of a bullishness left. Potentially, if we move down in dollar, Bitcoin might continue a little bit more on the upside. And I think you all know our current larger term wave count, which is showing still potentially a very bullish outlook with a little bit of a correction in the Bitcoin space. So if we go on a weekly level, and we are still clearly very bullish on a Bitcoin. As I said, I expect a little bit of a move down in a fourth wave, either from here or from a little bit more upside, and then I think we are going to continue up towards this 72.82 target, and I'm still going to hold this view. I don't think Bitcoin is poised to go very much on the upside directionally before we see a larger corrective pullback in this wave 4 in some form or the other. So I'm not going to be much of a directional kind of a proponent of the current uptrend. I'm going to wait a little bit to see these signs and a possibility of this larger corrective pullback before we are going to continue higher. And I think that still Bitcoin, it looks very, very nice on this longer term chart. I expect a move up after this correction is finished towards a very big target on the upside. But I think that the third wave, which you can see here, is pretty much done. And I don't think that there is much of the juice left in this phenomenal rise from 12,000 to now already around 57, 58,000. So I think that is much of the move is over, and we are going to fall in the next year into a bit of a 4-5 kind of a pattern, and we will see after this one more push, which is going to be significant, also another larger correction before finally we continue to fulfill this orange wave 3 on the larger time frame. If you look the other cryptos, they're pretty much the same. If you look Ethereum on the larger time wave count, we have a similar outlook, and basically we are looking for a continuation of this move. Our final potential target for this green wave 3 here is between 3.5 and 4.2 thousand. So on Ethereum, if you look, it is kind of a same wave count. We are looking for a potential move down or a little bit more upside and then a correction. But we are very well poised on the upside, whatever outlook of this corrective move should be in the future. And then we are going to fall as in Bitcoin, because they still hold a very nice correlation to each other, almost 0.85 to 0.90% of correlation. So I don't think they will lose that correlation any soon. And as you can see here on this chart, our outlook on Ethereum is pretty much bullish. We are just waiting the signs that some type of this corrective pullback, either in a triangle or after a little bit more upside, will begin in this orange wave 4, and then we are going to continue higher, I think, to fulfill these targets for the orange wave 3, which comes from, as I said, 3.5, 4,000, and they can climb up even to this. I think it's a rather big target, but let's save that number for the next few sessions when we have a more kind of a visibility. I don't want to sound too much optimistic. Usually I have a very conservative stance, so they always ask me, will Bitcoin go to 500,000? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know in this moment. So I don't want to predict such a crazy developments. I will just say that definitely charts are bullish. We are going to see a little bit of a corrective pullbacks, but then the uptrend should continue. And I think as long as we have this loose monetary policy and possible fiscal stimulus in the years ahead, while the economy is balancing itself out of this COVID crisis, which I don't think is going to be over this year, Bitcoin will going to be a favored kind of a store of value, and some upside targets definitely in this environment can be justified. So I'm going to continue to monitor these wave developments, which kind of served us well up to now, and I think they're going to work just fine, especially when we identify this fourth wave pullback, which will come, and then we will be happily to buy it on this fifth wave upside targets on the Ethereum as well. I don't have nothing on XRP still. On XRP, I'm still going to look for a kind of a no man's land. If you look, the pattern is still undecisive. I have this as a 5 waves up and a possible A up in B, down in C, and that will be kind of a ideal wave count for a possible longs. But I'm not still sure if this is a 3 wave or a 5 wave pullback. This can be pretty much developed potentially soon in some type of a leading diagonal on the upside, and that will be clearly a bullish sign and a buy after a corrective pullback, at least for me. So I'm not going to stay definitive on the Ethereum or on the XRP chart, sorry, before I see what is going on. For now, this is only 3 waves up and some type of a consolidation. No clarity there whatsoever. So I don't want to be involved in something which I don't have at least any control or clarity where it might be headed, at least near term. What are you saying, Dojan? Blue wave 3. Okay, let me check that later. Let me just finish this first few cryptos that I planned to cover for you. On the other side, XLM or Stellar is still in some type of a sideways price action. I'm depicting here or proposing a potential triangle, a small consolidation before a further continuation to these 1.09 levels. I'm still not clear because there is only 3 waves down, and now we are kind of moving sideways, which gives us an indication this is a possible sideways triangle in play. This is still not definitive, but when you're faced with some type of a sideways price action and you don't have a visibility, you can throw kind of a few hypotheses and see how they developed, and market will show you in one moment what actually of this pattern is going to be definitely one which is more probable than the other. So for me, the wave count on the stellar is still bullish after a move up from these possible lows that we have in April 2020. There is clearly a 5 waves up, a corrective flat, and then we are following this very nice kind of an impulsive development here, looking for a potential blue wave 4 for the higher degree orange wave 3. So we are still going to stay temporary bullish as long as this consolidation continues. What I would not like to see is definitely move below some of these levels here, which I don't think it's going to happen, but let's wait and see. 0.2618 will be something which will bring my attention on the downside or even a little bit lower. So I'm still going to observe this one while it's continuing kind of meandering cluelessly without the direction. The share kind of a fact that we only have a 3 waves down is indication of a possible corrective move and a further continuation on the upside. What I can tell you more, guys, I can tell you more that Litecoin is kind of in a same doldrum. As you can see, a very sideways corrective move, 3 waves up, 3 waves down, no indication either on a bullish or on a bearish side. We are moving in a pretty much sideways environment, and potentially this one can trace out also a triangle. I will just mention that I'm not really doing anything with my members on a trading side in this environment. We shorted Bitcoin, we made some bucks on it. We also shorted it again, and we were stopped out, but for a significantly smaller loss. So it's okay for now. We made a little bit of money. But I'm gonna stay neutral until I have at least some visibility what is going on. And as you know, there is time in markets when you need to sit on your hands, not doing anything and kind of just watching, because this environment is most dangerous for a swing trading. When you're an investor, it's a completely different game, but for the swing trading, it's a deadly environment in my opinion. So I usually just leave it and observe it when until I have any visibility of what is going on. So for me, there is no visibility right now. I'm just going to sit and observe the further development until I see some signs that the wave count I'm holding has a probability of a success and a good risk-reward ratio. So let me try to see what would you like to actually see from your part. I also prepared from you this wave count on Binance coin, which I presented last time. I think we stayed here bullish on Binance coin, potentially marking this as a triangle. And if we go on a smaller time frame, we can see also a sideways consolidation. So I think this pattern depicts potential Binance moves in the last kind of a week as a sideways price move with potential a little bit more upside towards this 406 levels, from where I will expect a little bit of a further correction before we continue on the upside. Overall, weekly chart is a very, very good on the upside still. As you can see, I have a wave count in 1212, which is a very bullish. So I'm going to be searching for this green wave 3 with the usual 1618 projection around 2000, which is a very far away target for now. But this hypothesis wave count is a usual and standard Elliott wave progression in the third wave, and for now these fractional subdivisions are working very nice, and I would like to be involved in this fourth wave pullback for a further move towards this orange wave 3 target, which comes around 772 according to this 200 ratio for the projection of the orange wave 3. Oh, Dogen, yeah, I know you will not gonna check, but I'm just kind of mentioning and from the educational part, what is our mindset from the analyst perspective and trading perspective when we see the environment, which actually we have not such a good visibility because the corrective structure can morph, they can change. So we are kind of just quiet in that respect. Okay, so let's see a few more cryptos. As you know, I like to examine some space which is out of the radar. And for me, the last one, I was kind of a very nice and optimistic project for the future. This is a cloud-based blockchain Akash network, and I think the development is very nice. As you can see from the beginning of this one, we have a nice development in a 1-2, up in 3, wave 3 is still not finished. So I think it's a very nice beginning sequence. And after a larger pullback, I think this one will be very bullish on the upside. So I like this one. I would like to own it, possibly here for a small kind of a swing trade on the upside, and then I would like to be involved in this one after this larger correction on the investment time frame and have it for a little bit longer in the future. It's a very nice usable project, so I'm trying to find these ones and kind of put it in my portfolio list for a future hold, and Akash is definitely one of them. Let's look. What would you like? Oh, I had a lot of inquiry for this engine coin, and for now, I still a potential bullish development, but still not yet. We are holding equality here. I just had a friend which called me and asked me just a couple of hours ago, can you look please engine for me? And I sent him a chart and I said, it looks very promising, but from the technical perspective, we are still not out of the woods. Corrective channel is still holding. This can be just an A, some triangle B, up in C, and we can go downside very easily. So what I want to see in this one is a further continuation on the upside in this third wave to confirm this breakout and the cross between these two legs equality measure or a measured move. And that will be the sign for me that this coin is going to be definitely bullish for the remainder of this possible first 5-wave sequence which might develop in the future. So for me, it's sit on hands for this one. I don't like to gamble. I'm not in the gambling business. I want to have a clear visibility on my risk, and therefore I'm not going to touch this one until I see some kind of a confirmation we're going to break out on the upside. Some people might say then it's too late, but I'm really not in a hurry. I can even kind of wait for a swing trade, some of these corrections, and then after a larger pullback, I can have it for a further development on the upside. So with this type of things, when you look for a higher time frame, swing trading and investor time frame, there is no hurry, guys. There is this is just the beginning. And as you can see, many of these cryptos, if you look the SushiSwap, which also has a very bullish wave structure, and a compound, which is still kind of holding this equality, we can still be very on in developing this bullish wave counts in the future. So there is time. They're not going to go anywhere for now. Okay, so let me see a little bit of your comment. Would you like to see Cardano? Yeah, Cardano is very popular lately. So what we have on a Cardano, let me see what we did with our members. This is our latest wave count on Cardano. We are still bullish on a Cardano, and we are looking for this development in a potential five-way move from the lows here, which was around March 13, 2020. So the development on the upside is clearly impulsive. It's moving into a five-wave sequence with the three-wave complex pullback, and from there, as you can see, we passed equality and we are trading now above a measured move, which is a good sign that after some type of a consolidation, we might continue higher for this 2.36 target. Wave developments are rather pretty nice. There is not much of an overlap between the corrections, and as you can see, for now on a smaller time frame, if you angular this, we are kind of a trading water here, going nowhere. Sideways consolidation still, it might be a triangle, it might go up from here, it might go down. I really don't have a visibility for now. For me, the market also in ADA didn't show its hand, so I'm gonna have this hypothesis we're gonna go a little bit lower before we continue higher. So I think it is also a very bullish wave count. It is developing nicely, and I think there is still much more time to get on this one in a couple of months when we see this larger correction after a potential five-wave sequence is finished. Also, this orange wave 4 in any form which might develop will be a possible entry for me for a swing trade on the upside on ADA. So I think it's a very good and proper chart. The waves are developing nicely, no overlaps. We crossed the measured move, so it's gonna stay bullish for me with a little bit of bumps in the road before we continue significantly higher here for the wave 5. Hey Ujval, I already displayed what I see on Ethereum. So if you don't see it, you can kind of look the recording, which will be placed afterwards. Let me see. What would you like to see? Theta. Okay, let's see Theta, guys. Theta dollar. Yeah, as we were looking, Theta is developing very nicely on the upside. I think we have potentially a weekly wave count. So the question here on Theta was, do we kind of a compass in our wave count this as a 1, 2? So wave 3, 4, and 5 in that case should be substantially higher because this wave on the upside is still not completed. If we take this as a 5 waves up in a wave 1, 3 waves down in a wave 2, and then we look for this development on the upside, Theta has more room to go on the upside. So if we subdivide this, we are still not completed this wave 3 on the higher degree. So if we do some type of wave projection, which we are going to do, potentially we are still in this developing intermediate wave 3 on the upside. It is definitely in a first move. It's not going to continue vertically on the upside, I can tell you that, because nothing goes vertically for kind of an infinite amount of time. We are going to see some type of a pullback in a wave 4 and a wave 5. If we put some measurements here, we can see that the current extension, it's going above 2618, and potentially we can even go higher. So even if we take this on a different wave count and we consider that the wave count is starting from here, this will be a wave 1 and 2, up in 3, correction in 4, and the move up in 5. So Theta is still very bullish. Just be aware that in one point on time, very soon, we will see this potential fourth wave pullback in either case. So as you can see in ADA and some other cryptos, they're kind of a matching and have a same kind of a precipice where we can clearly see that very soon we are going to see some significant pullbacks, either in a triangle or a more complex or a simple zigzags for the possible fourth wave, which I think is going to be a good place for a potential move and further continuation on the upside. So I think it's still bullish. I'm going to track this wave count and see where we are going to have a nice pullback. SushiSwap. Sushi is progressing nicely. As you can see, a wave structure is developing pretty much almost perfect without any corrections kind of meddling with themselves. So for now, I'm counting this as a 1-2-1-2. I'm looking for the wave 3 to be finished soon. We passed equality, and I'm looking for a little bit more upside for this blue wave 3 up to this 1618, which is a standard kind of a measurement. So for now, either from here or from a little bit lower, I think that the sushi is still relatively very good. It's gonna be trapped a little bit in this range, but eventually it will break out and continue on the upside. So it's a nice looking chart for me. Potentially going up to this 35.16, and then we might see a little bit of pullback and then a continuation. So it's as you can see, it's a very nice developing five-wave impulse still in progress on the upside, and there is nothing to add anymore on this one. I think it's pretty clear from my standpoint. What would you like to see more, guys? We looked Cardano. Yeah, okay. So I've been asked too many times. So okay, I'm gonna show you what I think on this Dogecoin. If I have the right chart, and I think I have, this is still a measured move. As you can see, we have a clear 5 waves on the upside, but no continuation, okay? Even if we count this very impulsively on the upside, we are still kind of holding this potential corrective channel. I want to see what is going to happen when we're going to have equality, and I don't see any reason for now to be such a overly kind of thrilled with a possible Dogecoin development. It might go on the upside, but eventually it's going to correct very heavily. We are near equality. We need a little bit more upside at 0.14. There is equality, so measured move. So I want to see we pass this equality, continue up for a third wave target to kind of become relatively bullish on this nowadays very popular coin. And I still don't see that. So I don't have any reason for now to be overly optimistic. From the technical perspective, there is still time that this coin show its strength, but for now we don't see it. So I don't know where is the hype. The hype will be if we go on the upside in this potential third wave target, which is around 2.71. Okay, but for now I don't see the excitement really. I mean, that was a nice move, but you have much more better wave structures than this one on many cryptos, and I think more viable projects. Doge, yeah, this was I think a Dogecoin. Polkadot stays for me as a really nice one. I like Polkadot very much. The wave pattern for me is a beautiful one, and it's developing very beautifully. 5 waves up, still not finished, potentially a small triangle or a little bit more upside. I expect wave 4, as in Ethereum, as in potentially Bitcoin. But DOT is just in the beginning, as the Ethereum and the Bitcoin is very well progressed on the upside. Polkadot is introduced, as you can see, in early or mid 2020. So it's a very beautiful 5-wave pattern developing on the upside. This 4th wave pullback will be a sweet spot for me, but then much better will be this larger corrective pullback where I would like to buy DOT in my portfolio for a longer term holding on the upside. So I like this coin very much, and I like the wave pattern development. It is very clear without overlapping, very nice targets. It's behaving very nicely, and this is one of my favorites definitely for the first 5-wave move on the upside. Hey Philip, what would you like me to look? STX. Okay, let's look STX. Let's switch on a daily. Well, for now, this one is still looks very nice. So it's a nice development on the upside, no overlaps. So potentially, I think we crossed equality. So I think this one is potentially developing nicely, but it's still kind of staying at a measured move. So I would like to see this one to go a little bit more higher to prove its value on a possible 5-way move. We are sitting exactly as a measured move, which always gives you a kind of a possibility for the reversal on the downside. So I would like to wait. We are trading above this corrective possible channel, but I would like to kind of, I mean, often I see these breakouts and then reversal in these channels, especially to this midline. So I want to see more on this one. I want to see a further development, and definitely I don't like to see a move below this 0.56 zone, which will signal me something is not right on my bullish outlook here. So I want to see a continuation on the upside towards this 3.71, and then I want to see another pullback, which will kind of prove me that this is a 5-wave sequence, and that after a full 5-wave development, we are going to see a larger degree pullback here with a possible continuation on the upside. So it looks good, my conclusion will be, but it will be very nice if this one can prove itself a little bit more on the upside, and on the downside. I would not like to see the break of these levels, because it will signal to me that this might be just an ABC and we might continue lower. Hey Sasha, hello. Dollar and yields going higher. Cool, man. That will be in line with my original outlook. If the dollar continues above this 92, 92.50, 93 levels, I will hammer the bullish outlook, and that will be good. XRP, hey Jay. Yeah, I looked already XRP. So when this is posted, you can go back. You have people telling you that it's going to be worth more than Bitcoin. I don't know how that can happen, actually. I don't see this price extension on the XRP, and as I mentioned, it's a kind of in a limbo now. As you can see on this chart, there is no visibility after this very beautiful corrective and very complex corrective pullback. We have indication that we are going to go higher on this bullish wave count, but still this is not confirmed. So I need to see what is going to happen here. I think this is still in the early stage. We are trading at 0.45. I would not like to buy it prematurely, and I'm not afraid I'm going to miss it, because if it develops something more impulsive on the upside, it's going to offer to me a possible entry either on a relatively middle or a small corrective pullback. But I have still no visibility on the Ripple yet, so I don't want to make any of the wave counts which are bullish on it and kind of misguide people that I expect this one to be bullish. I don't know yet. I really don't. I need a little bit more clues and little bit more of signposts just to kind of bias myself and to see if I would like to own it at a certain point in price and time. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Swag, thank you very much. We have been having some outlooks on few of these cryptos, which has been developing very nicely. We also have ones which does not succeed. But our ratio for success is relatively good for now. In the last 2 years, uh, while we do these cryptos with on the trading analysis platform. And also, I would like to thank you again, founder and owner of the trading analysis, Todd, for giving me a chance to lead this crypto space. We have a great member community, which I'm very proud of. And many of them are so great and humorous and I mean I'm really always very cheerful to have a contact with them. So it's a really great one. I'm not saying just like that. It's a great member community. Yearn Finance. Yeah, sure. Let's look at the Yearn Finance. Okay, let me see what's going on a Yearn Finance. Oh, I didn't look at it for quite some time. Okay, so definitely what we can say here in a Yearn Finance that we have some type of a 5-wave move in a beginning sequence. Can we count this as a completed correction? Possibly. But let's see what's going on here. It's not so very clear. I will make a provisional wave count here. So don't. I would like you to take it for a little bit of grain of with a grain of salt. But potentially this might be a leading diagonal on the upside. We might have a little bit more corrective pullback, but I still want to see a breakout on the upside for this possible wave 3. As you can see, I don't have much of a progression and data on a Yearn Finance, and it's already in some stage where we can look for different options. So my support levels will be around this 26 and next one at 20. But since it's a very costly one, I would not like to be involved in this one until I see a clear signs. Then this one is potentially finished either from here or from an abruptive move on the upside in this third wave. So wherever you have potentially this type of a leading diagonal on the upside, wave 3 over 3 will develop very rapidly and vertically on the upside, and I don't think we are still in that environment. Okay, so definitely I would like to wait. I always like to wait a little bit more. That's a nature when you have an analyst cap. Although sometimes when I have a trading cap, I like to rush in, which is a normal urge of a trader. But I kind of try to balance these two. And after this potential 5-wave move downs, I see here only 3-wave on a smaller time frame. So I would like to have a little bit more, kind of a brighter picture if this might correct still a little bit more. So key support will be at 20,000, and it will be very nice to see if we give a Yearn Finance a space to come potentially to that level which might be a good support level at that price point. So for now, I'm gonna wait on this one because I don't have a clear developed clarity. It's only 3 waves after this 5-wave pullback, which indicates a possibility we are going to have a little bit more downside here in this one. Igor, USD ruble, yeah, I think USD ruble, in my opinion, is going to be potentially bullish, but I can prepare a chart for you for the next time, Igor. I'm tracking some of these EEM countries and their relation to USD. We can look that definitely next time. Yeah, hit the like button, guys, to help this content goes up in views, so we can reach some of the more visibility. As you know, the YouTube algorithm is going to be merciless. So as more like button we have, the more views and chance of new people to see our view on a crypto space will be available. As you know, we have a paid membership. You can sign up for a trial. We have a members webinar, a very good Discord channel, and a very nice community where we share, as you can see, all of the charts and members present here, all of the trades and everything is there. And also we have a chart room and cryptocurrency repository, trading analysis app, so lots of stuff there from our members. And I think I'm just gonna, talk with Todd. We are relatively cheap for this, what we are giving, so I hope my members will not hear me. But on our price point is really kind of a, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe we are cheap. I have to look into that. What would you like to see? EGLD. Okay, let's look that. Oh, Elrond. Okay, so I already had a wave count on this one, and it's going pretty nice for now. Let me go on a smaller time frame. Oh, yeah, but it's a pretty nice bullish development here. So I think potentially maybe this wave 3 is still not over. Maybe this is a 1, 2, 3 and a big wave 5, maybe. This can be a sideways consolidation or a finished wave 4, but definitely this one, as long as we trade above this line here, this one stays to be bullish in my book. So after a little bit of consolidation, I think this will continue higher. It's still very bullish, although if we look our standard fib ratios, I think they're now here close to equality, which kind of always tells you that also there is a possibility that the fifth wave might be a little bit extended if we're going to continue on the upside. So that's also but equality is around 303. Yeah, so watch out. But I like it. It has a pretty much verticality. Even if you count this as a 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5, it's going to retrace into this region and continue on the upside. So for now, this is a relatively nice bullish development. And I think after a pullback, it's going to continue further on the investor time frame. Hey, thanks, Joseph, on this hit the like button suggestion. Okay, guys, let's look what the Bitcoin is doing. I didn't see a latest advance on the dollar, which you told me it is doing lately. We are trading at 57.04. Let me see if my data is still right. Sometimes I have a little bit of misplacement with the data. Let me see what the Binance is saying. Let's look for the Bitcoin. 5667. Okay, we went a little bit more down. So still, as you can see, on a higher time frame, we are kind of challenging this previous high here. Most likely, if we don't go and continue lower very soon, we're gonna cross it, and 61 to 62 will be my potential target for completion. So we will review it next week on a smaller time frame. It is still relatively bullish, because if you can see, the development here already starts to have a quality of the third wave progress on the upside. We still didn't move above these highs, but this implies that this might be 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5, reaching these levels on the upside. But I'm still going to be on guard for a possible B wave. So I'm still not going to do anything. And from my trading perspective, I'm going to be more oriented around a possible short trade around these 61, 62 levels than chasing this on the upside. But that's my view. I mean, I don't like to be involved in a day trading, and I don't like to be involved on some levels where I see on a larger time frames, it's relatively very problematic levels with some resistance coming up front. Okay, guys, so thank you for being with me every Thursday. I hope you derived some value from our mumblings and our conclusions and our wave counts. So I'm always happy to exchange with you everything that we see on cryptos, and see you next Thursday. I still need a little bit more of kind of a regular people to come, because I plan to invite some guests, and I'm just kind of still waiting that this subscription number grows a little bit. As you know, today everything is advertising, so I have some interesting guests in mind from the kind of a technical and a little bit more macro fundamental outlook on a Bitcoin and cryptos. So I think it will be very interesting to hear that from some other people, not just me. And I hope we're gonna get them to be our guests in the next few sessions on Thursdays. So from my part, stay healthy, stay well, and see you next time with the latest developments in crypto space. Thank you once more. Hit the like button and see you next time. Bye bye.